Speaker, very shortly we'll be voting finally on the Marriage Amendment Definition and Religious Freedoms Bill in 2017. And as I indicated previously, I'll be voting for that bill in line with my electorate. However, before we do that, I would ask my colleagues, the members of the opposition and the crossbenchers to give one final consideration to this amendment moved by the member for Corangamite, which I support. Firstly, of the two schedules of the amendment. The first schedule is protections of religious freedom. And as the member for Corangamite reminded us, this is in line with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And I will quote that. It says, "Everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience and religion. This right includes the freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom, either alone or in the community, with others in public or in private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship and observance." To not support this amendment is to say that you do not support Section 18 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The second section of the amendment goes to ministers of religion and marriage celebrants. Now, this is one I would like every member of Parliament to think very carefully about, that if this amendment is opposed, what it actually means. The Australian Government Attorney General's Department has a website which is titled Find a Marriage Celebrant. And on that, it lists different categories of marriage celebrants. It is the category of ministers of religion, of recognised denominations who perform religious ceremonies. They will be exempt from the provisions. They will have the freedom to solemnise a same-sex marriage or not to. There is also another category of Commonwealth-registered marriage celebrants who perform religious ceremonies for independent religious organisations. Under the final bill, they will also have the right to decide whether to solemnise a same-sex marriage or not to. There also is a third category, and that is the Commonwealth-registered marriage celebrants who perform civil ceremonies. Now, what is proposed under the bill, that those that are listed as civil marriage celebrants will have the ability to, within 90 days, to effectively opt in or opt out, however you want to describe it, to put themselves on a separate list where they will give themselves the right to either perform or not to perform at a same-sex marriage wedding. Now, I have a fundamental concern that a government website will have two categories of people. There will have one category that will support same-sex marriage and one category that will not. I do not believe, Speaker, that this is the responsibility of government. It should be, Deputy Speaker, that there is simply no distinction on a government website as to whether someone supports same-sex marriage or whether they don't support it. For those civil celebrant that wish to do a same-sex marriage wedding, Deputy Speaker, there are other methods they could do. They could take an advertisement out in the front page of the Sydney Morning Herald. And I'm sure, Deputy Speaker, after the final bill is passed, their services will be in great demand. But it should not be a government website that lists two different categories of marriage celebrants, those that will perform same-sex marriage and those that won't. Deputy Speaker, there are several reasons why that should be not done. But one of the most important reasons is that for both sides, no matter where you decide a marriage celebrant wants to stand, whichever list that they go on, Deputy Speaker, they should be free from harassment and they should be free from intimidation. And unfortunately, there is nothing in the bill that gives those protections. Finally, Deputy Speaker, there is also the 90-day section that only allows a civil celebrant 90 days to go on that list, and after that 90 days, that section is forever closed. As the Universal Declaration on Human Rights states, that important freedom of religion.
The member's time has concluded.